got my candle.
I need to go get one. I can't
A
believe it.
candle.
Yes.
Is this a copyright thing? They logo?
Oh, I can't see it. You can barely see it. You can't really see it because of the flame.
Okay.
But yeah, I've never. I don't know.
I know
I've
it's
never
so
heard
many like legalities with certain things.
hmm And certain words you can't say. I'm like, dang. All right, let me make a post. Hi, welcome in. Get started in just a second. Good afternoon, Dark and Lovely.
Hey, how you doing today? Oh, I can't see the chat.
Uh,
I can. Let me come out of there before I miss something.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm gonna share this out right quick and then we'll get started.
Okay.
Also, Dark and Lovely, if you'd like to share the live, that would be amazing. All right, so we're going to be talking today about the difference between being kind and being nice. Because a lot of people don't think there's a difference, but ooh, I tell you, there is. So, what would you consider yourself to be? I'm asking in general. Are you a kind person or are you a nice person?
For me, I'm a recovering nice girl. So I've been nice, super, super nice all my life, just simply because I didn't want to offend people. I could, I told you before, well, I told everybody before when I was on in December that I would be able to feel other people's energy really intensely. So I think my need or like subconscious need to make sure everybody was all right and not feeling a certain type of way. It's just because I don't want to feel that stuff. So I'm nice, moving into just kind energy.
Got it. So me, I would say all my life, most people would say I was shy and to myself. I still am shy and to myself, coming out of my little shell a little bit. But people would perceive that as me being stuck up or mean. And I'm like, no, I'm not stuck up or mean, but I don't take any junk either. I can see people for who they are. I'm a
Mhm.
observer. And so I will sit back and I'm not going to be all bubbly in your face because I need to thank you. I need to see the real you because I know we all begin with the representative, the person you want us to think you are, you know.
Mhm.
But I sit back and I would have friends now tell you it took me probably about a good year before I would go hang out with them. Now I would work with them and they'd be like, "Oh, come hang out with us." I'd be like, "Mm-mm." I have to watch how you move. If you
Mhm.
don't move the way I move, then I'll definitely move out of your way.
We not, yeah.
Yes, and so I've also got the Jamie, she is blunt. And so
Okay.
me, I try not to say anything, and
Mhm.
I'm the type of person I'll be like, "Don't ask me if you don't want the truth."
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
I'm if my mouth don't say it, then my face will. And so I would have people ask me. I've had a person ask me about their outfit. What do you think about this?
Mm.
I would go to, do you like it?
See,
That's
but that's
all that
good.
matters.
Yeah.
Do you like it? Or either
Yeah.
I would give a suggestion on how I would make it better. Because I'm like
Yeah.
this. Don't ask me if you really don't want me to tell you.
Right.
And so Dark and Lovely says she's both kind and nice and observant.
Oh,
That's
okay.
amazing. That's amazing. That's
So
a
you gotta,
good balance.
yeah, you gotta show me how to incorporate all that, cause I'm a lot of times black and white. So,
Yeah. And so I'd be like, I'm kind. I'm
mm,
kind. Um, I can be nice until a certain extent.
mm-hmm.
It's like I'm kind and I'm nice until I'm not, because I'm not
Gotcha.
gonna let you walk over me.
That's yeah.
And I'm the type of person, a lot of people be like, Jamie, you don't talk to no, because you got one time. I'm not very, very lenient. You got one
Okay.
time with me to show yourself or
Mm.
um try to be slick. Those little side jabs to,
Mhm.
yeah, you got one time because I'm like, no, we're
And
not gonna work. We're not gonna
yeah, it like it's funny because like I catch certain things, but I got like I'm the type of person I gather evidence over years.
got it.
Because like once I get to that point, you'll never hear from me again. Like for the
Right.
rest of your existence.
And see, I cut it quickly, and
Quicker.
say I don't give it time to build up. I
Hmm.
don't I would and that could be for family members too. I've had family members where they tried it and they didn't hear from me again for years, and I'm like, I feel as though that is me protecting me.
Yeah.
So
And
I'm like, I'm not trying to be funny, but I gotta protect me. Peace, Terry. Welcome in. Welcome in.
it's it's funny that you say that because like what the post that I had just shared on the Queen's Quarters about being nice versus kind, I was pretty much also explaining too that like when you protect, like I feel like I'm able to handle the pain a lot more than most people, so
Mhm.
I try to protect people from pain, if that makes sense. Like I try to be like, well, I can handle it more than they can, so I don't want to offend them, or I don't want to hurt their feelings, or I don't want to rub this person the wrong way because the outcome for them is definitely going to be worse than for me. Like for me, I pray, I get in the shower, I cry, I do my self-care, and then I keep it moving. But yeah, for a lot of people that has like crossed me, that I have been quote unquote nice to, I
Mhm.
know for a fact that I was able to handle the pain that they dished out to me more than that they would be able to handle the pain that my father would dish out to them. So I think that's why I kind of grew up trying to be like a nice girl.
Mhm. Got it. And so, you speaking about the post, that's what sparked this whole conversation because again, I saw your post and I was like,
Mhm.
I was just talking about this the other
Mhm.
day. I was telling my husband, I was like, I think I know what's wrong. Because I was thinking, I was like, am I a mean person? I know
Mhm.
I'm kind, but am I a mean person? Because I would have cut that person off a long time ago. And I see people
Mhm.
giving other people chances and I understand forgiveness, but I'm like, yeah, I'll forgive and I'll move on. because you're not
Mhm.
going to bite me twice, you know? And so I'm like, do I have an issue because that's how I am? Am I broken or am I just guarded? And then when you had said that, I was like, so that's confirmation for myself. I'm just not
Right.
a nice person.
Yeah.
If I feel like you are coming against me in some way, or
Mhm.
I don't know, rubbing me the wrong way, or our energies are just repelling.
Don't,
You know,
yeah,
it's like
yeah,
a protection. And
yeah.
that's me. I protect me by any means necessary. My peace is
Mhm.
everything. So I would be like, no, no, I got scissors on hand if I need them.
If yeah, man,
And so,
that's
yeah, I would like for you to share more about your post and everything with those who may not have got a chance to see that.
yeah. Okay, so the post, I was essentially explaining that like you don't want to be a nice girl because being a nice girl is pretty much being a spiritual doormat.
Mhm.
And I say that because, and I do have my notes, y'all. Um,
Okay.
oh, okay, so no, I'll just start off with yeah, being a spiritual doormat. And the post came because I had just gotten to a point where I was just tired of feeling like I wasn't living my true self. It's like, oh no, I don't want to offend this person. Or even if I'm in like a store and somebody is like talking to me, like I don't really like to talk on my everyday. Like when we do lives and podcasts or when we do certain things that's is expected, then of course that's when like my personality kind of shine a lot more. But on my regular day to day, I don't really like to like interact with other people too much because I'm so sensitive.
Mhm.
And so I yeah, it's really a spiritual doormat. And when I watched B Simone and Sarah Jakes the other day because I was trying to get ready for the podcast, and it's funny because B Simone had mentioned she's a nice person because she like for people to like her.
Mm.
And Sarah Jake said that she would be a nice person in certain environments so
Mhm.
that she could get what she need done. So she was nice more so from like in a manipulative point of view is what to
Mhm.
her words, not mine.
Right.
But yeah, it's and then I feel like with being kind, you kind of have to lovingly set up boundaries. Like
Mhm.
you said, you are very protective of yourself. And in my post, I explain how like you have to set up boundaries because you don't want to you have to protect yourself
Right.
because it's more serious I feel like than a lot of people realize. Like I'll go to the gym and it's certain people I will not even make like eye contact with
Mhm.
simply because I know that they like energy transference is so real and it's so serious that even eye contact can kind of like get you in somebody else's vortex or world. And so protecting yourself, like you just mentioned, that's really the gist of it. You have to be kind. Like nice is you don't respect yourself enough if you feel like you have to overexert yourself all the time to appease another person.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna add on to that. I was reading this thing. And it says nice people focus on making others feel good, even if it means sacrificing their own feelings.
Yeah.
Yep. And it says kind people focus on doing what's best, even when it's not the easiest or most comfortable thing. I'm like, that is so true. And I have this other story real quick.
Mhm.
This is from when I think I was in middle school.
Mhm.
And you remember those them high top Reeboks? They was
Yeah.
like, and you could no, 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 that's a whole nother story. I'm gonna tell you this
Oh.
story. You remember
Okay. Okay.
The Jodeci boots. You know, everybody would wear
Black
the black boots, yes.
black ones.
And so you had the ones that everyone, all the popular kids had bought. And then you had the knockoffs where the soles was like super thick, the thread
Oh,
was thick.
yeah.
You could just tell those was like not the right one.
What the word?
And so there was this one girl, she was in a grade higher than me.
Okay.
She was known as, I would say, the school bully. She would, and she didn't have the good ones. She had the ugly shoes. And so,
That's why she was a bully.
yeah. And so this girl that I knew, I'm gonna keep these people nameless in case they be like, is she talking
All
about
right.
me?
All right.
But she had the good ones, and we were close. And so I didn't care about this girl being a bully. I could care less because I had a different mindset. So when we got on the bus, she wanted to exchange shoes with my friend, and my friend being super nice. She's a very nice person. And that used to make me so mad. She was gonna do it. And she didn't want to. I could hear it in her voice. She was very hesitant. And so I was like, don't trade with her. Those shoes is ugly. They both looked at me like, I was
Yeah,
like, "This is
I bet
ugly."
they was shocked.
Yep. And my friend was looking at me like, "Oh my God, no, you didn't." I was
Mhm.
like, "Listen, no." And she didn't trade them, but I know it probably made her a little fearful. But I'm like, this is just a regular person. Do
Right.
not let that person have that much power over you. And she was going to give up something that she went and got. She went and purchased
Yeah.
for the girls whose shoes was ugly. So it's like, so you willing to sit here and wear these ugly shoes, these knockoff shoes,
Mhm.
to appease this person? No, the answer is
Yeah,
no.
it ain't happening.
It's not happening. And so that was my example of a nice person. No, I was kind enough to, be on her side and be like, no,
Right.
that's not gonna happen. You
You
know?
advocated for her in that moment, and I'm sure she still think about that to this day.
Yep. Yep, yep, yep. And so it took her a while to not be the nice person. She's still working on it, but she's super nice, like one of the sweetest people. But I watched her get ran over by other people. And it really like just broke my heart to see it. And it was like I just wanted to shake her, like, listen,
Oh.
stand up for yourself. Yep. So you can go ahead with your next point.
I actually have a story similar where I was the nice person. I was doing casework at a residential facility, and so my coworker before we had the cubicles kind of like it flowed. It was perfect. And then so she ended up getting another job, and I ended up getting another coworker, and that coworker wanted to kind of change the cubicles around. And so at that time I'm like, it's not really a big deal. I don't care about that. But I'm very, like I said, I'm very sensitive to my surroundings. I have to have like everything. I'm OCD. I have to have
Mhm,
everything a certain way.
mhm,
And so like when the maintenance people came to change the cubicles around, I'm like, oh my God, this is not gonna work for me. I do not like this, but I didn't say anything because I didn't want a uncomfortable work environment.
mhm,
And she was really sweet. She was really like, she wasn't mean or anything. She asked me, and I'm like, oh yeah, I don't care. It's no big deal. But I suffered through that for months
mhm,
because I just didn't like how it was set up. And
mhm,
I didn't speak up for myself. And then also, I had gotten a promotion, and this is more on the serious side. I had gotten a promotion. It was between me and one of my good friends. And the promotion, I ended up getting it simply because I already knew, is because that supervisor knew I wouldn't make waves. Like my coworker, she was really like adamant on, advocating for the kids. She was really thorough. And so for me, she kind of like she would speak about something if she didn't like what was going on. For me, I just like let it go, or I'll
mhm,
like bring the kids like some extra treats or snack just because I didn't like confrontation at that time.
mhm.
Still don't really, but
Mhm.
yeah, I only got that promotion because that supervisor knew I would come back there, I would do my job, I wouldn't say too much, and that's what it was. So on the outside, it'd be like, oh yeah, congratulations, you got a promotion, but it was for the wrong reasons. Because it was pretty much like hire the yes girl, hire the girl that ain't gonna really like make too many waves. So
Right.
yeah, those lessons come back when you think about them, and
Mhm.
it's like, ooh, can't
They
believe
do.
that.
They do. And that's how it
Mhm.
was where I would say with my work experience, I had worked at Chili's for years, and people would be like, "Why you still work there?" I'd be like, "Cause I make good money and I barely do anything, you know." And then when they find out how much I make, they'd be like, "Oh, okay, never mind." It was like, "Yeah, yeah," but so
Like, you know,
eventually, so eventually, I had worked there long enough that you know how you get away with the little things. You get to pretty much set your schedule. So I had set
mhm,
my schedule, and one night they were short, and they had asked me if I would stay and help them out. Gave me
mhm,
promises I'll be the first one to get to go home, and this and that and the
mhm,
other. So I was like, okay, I'll stay and help. I was probably there until closing.
mhm.
Yeah, I was there to closing. Pretty much they burned me one time with that. And
Oh,
so after that, I let it be known, no, I will not do that anymore because
mhm,
I stayed and helped you, but you didn't hold up your end of the bargain. And
right.
so every time they needed somebody, they would ask me, and I would always say no. And then it got to the point where they stopped asking.
Because they
They would
knew.
just walk right they would walk right past me and ask somebody else, and I would catch them looking at me, and I'd be like, "What?"
Don't even do it. Don't even look my way.
Because like I said, one time, it's like, "I need you to honor me like I honored you. You know,
Yeah.
hold up
Mhm.
your end of the deal because
Yeah.
I helped you out," you know?
Yeah,
And
don't take advantage.
yep. And so this this thing I had wrote out, it gave an example what we was talking about. It was like
Mhm.
real life examples. Friendship. A nice friend will let you embarrass yourself. A kind friend pulls you aside and tells you the truth. As far as the workplace, a nice coworker takes on too much to please the boss, where a
Mhm.
kind coworker knows when to say no.
Yeah.
And this is your difference between a kind person and a nice
I
person.
agree with you.
All right.
Especially at work, because they would definitely run you in the ground if you let them.
They will. They will. They sure will. Like you said, they'll like go to the yes person.
Because it's easier.
Mhm.
It's just easier. My mom, I just spoke to her today actually, and it's funny that we doing this podcast today because we have family day really often, and I don't go to family day as much as I used to simply because I'm being dealt with by God like in a major way right now. And so for me, I'm thinking it's gonna be a few months. You know, I said I had stopped drinking and stopped eating my edibles for a while. I had a glass of wine last Sunday, and it wasn't the time for me to go back to it. And so I'm like, okay, Ma, you know what? I'm not gonna be able to come to family day tomorrow because it's some things that I really need to work through. Like I thought that I would be able to be cool by now. You know, it's March, the sun is out, it's getting a little well, not yet, but it's about to get a little warmer.
Mhm.
And I'm like, dang, why am I still feeling like I have to be isolated right now? And it's like, because you did not do what you needed to do in that season. And so my mom, she started crying today. And it broke my heart because I love seeing my mom because I don't see her a lot the way that I used to.
Mhm.
Um, and she started crying. So I'm like, for me, being nice would be to go over there, right? To go see her and to neglect what I feel like I need to do for myself spiritually. But being kind, I'm like, Ma, I love you. Like maybe I'll just come over and see her another day, like throughout the week. But that's a good example because it's like I would be overexerting myself.
Mhm.
No, I'm very tired. And being nice, it'll be like, oh, I don't want, to hurt my mom's feelings and I don't want to make her cry or I don't want to, so let me go ahead and go see her. And it's like, wait, like I'm struggling spiritually right now and I'm struggling emotionally right now. Um, so no, I can't. You have to be kind and you have to set up boundaries in a loving way. You don't gotta be mean though, because
Mhm.
being mean, yeah. I tell my guy all the time, you a a-hole, like you are mean. You're mean. I'm sweet. It is so funny because like if you meet us, you will see like he's very outgoing and
Mhm.
I'm more so laid back. But when it comes to like certain instances, I'm more I overexert myself a little bit more just to like clear the energy that I feel like is coming towards me, if that
Gotcha.
makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so true. And that makes me think of my book. I know I'm gonna plug this book in.
Go ahead, look, plug it.
Like not before my coffee. We gotta
Mhm.
stop feeling guilty, and that's a part in this book is like you gotta start self prioritizing. It's like because at the end of the day, there's only one of you, and so you got to make sure you're taking care of that. And if that means saying no, then you got to stick with that no and not feel guilty about it, because who's going to take care of you? When you hit that burnout place, you
Yeah.
know, it's like when your health starts declining because you decided to, be the yes person and make sure everybody else's emotional feelings was okay, and
Mhm.
you neglected yourself. And so that's the whole point of not before my coffee. It is okay to take a minute for yourself. It is okay to say no, and you do not have to feel guilty about it.
And guilty part, yeah, it really gets to you because you do feel bad for not, especially if you're accustomed to doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to get the book, by the way. So
Yep.
thanks for plugging it because I do have to get that book.
You're
Um,
welcome.
I know I had mentioned before that I just want to explain a little bit of how the niceness kind of formulated.
Mm-hmm.
My sister, I remember I had mentioned to you that when I was like 19, I never forget this day. I'm in the bed. I had a pair of I think we all did.
It's okay. We were kids. We were kids.
Right. I I was in it. So I had poured my wine. I think it was a Saturday or a Sunday. It was a real peaceful day. And I had poured my wine. I got in my bed and I talked to my sister, my older sister. And we never really had the relationship that I had craved for us to have. So I remember I was so happy this day to be talking to her. We talked all the time, but we never really like, uh, I guess for lack of a better word, like had those sister moments where you like go out to the club or you kick it with your sibling.
Mm-hmm.
So my sister tells me that not everybody had an it factor, and basically I have a dry personality. And so I was 19, and I'm just like, dang, like I really don't know how to take this. I'm kind of new to this adult thing. I'm in my own place at this point, kind of feeling myself out. And I didn't really react to it, but I remember it. And so it made me, I think, subconsciously feel like I had to overexert myself, especially when I was talking to her, because she's really bubbly. She's really a people person. She loved people. She loved, socializing. And so she would tell me, like, basically I had a dry, like she said it a few more times after that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I remember I had mentioned my cousin had a party and she didn't invite me. She had paid me to watch her son. And then my aunt, when she had mentioned, oh, I hope your channel not boring. And so here it is. I got these three kind of evidence factors showing me of what people saw me as.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, why? Like if I'm in a mood to talk and be bubbly, I will be. If I'm not in the mood to do it, then I won't be.
Right.
But when it comes to certain circumstances, I think that I have kind of subconsciously be like, oh, okay, let me overexert myself a little bit so that I could give. But really, you giving another person your energy is
Right.
what you're really doing. And I don't think a lot of people realize that. that
Yeah.
you're even this connection right here, and we're having a oh, no, okay, we're having a conversation. We're giving each other's energy in this moment.
Yeah.
And I think that I think society try to make you feel as though you have, because society runs on energy, so you
Mhm.
have to be a certain way in certain circumstances so that you could fulfill a certain task. But honestly, I could be laid back and still get the same amount of work done. So I just don't like no more the idea of appeasing another person and I'm suffering.
Right.
I think that's what it is.
That's exhausting.
It's exhausting. Like your body will be tired. Your physical body will be so tired.
Yeah.
And I'm like, something gotta change. So yeah, I'm gonna get the book.
Yeah. And I say, different people bring out different things in us. You could be around a group of people who I'll say this. I had two different groups of friends I hung out with in high
Mhm.
school. It was one group of friends was all the popular people, and we would go do certain things.
Mhm.
Then my other group of friends, because I wasn't one of those people who looked down on anybody. If we connected in a certain kind of way, then you were
Mhm.
my friend. And so I had this other group of friends that we'd do something totally different. We might be, welcome in, Misty, welcome in.
Hey, Misty.
The one group of friends I'd go, we hang out, we go to the club, we'd have like crazy fun, you know.
Mhm.
And then my other friends, we would, just hang out at the house, watch some movies, and just be chill, you know.
Yeah.
And both sets of friends, we all never came together, you know. It's
Okay,
like
really?
it wasn't that I was different people, It's like some people bring out different parts of you,
That's true.
different
Yeah,
personalities that you may have.
that's true.
And I'm like a person I can do both, it just
Yeah.
depends on the mood I'm in. Some days I'm chill, be like, hey, this is a chill day. Next
Mhm.
next I'm like, hey, let's go out. Let's go have
Mhm.
fun and have a blast. So
Yeah.
it's all about who you're around. And I would, if I have to overexert myself or bring extra energy just to make you happy, then I'm gonna have to find some new friends. I'm gonna need you to accept me as I am,
Yeah.
or I'm gonna hit the door.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is so true. And I don't think a lot of people realize that. Like it's not my job. And it's funny too, because I remember a guy that I had allowed to date me for a while. He had an issue with me being so laid back. And I'll never forget this. This dude says to me, you not doing nothing, you not like dancing or nothing, you gotta be entertaining or something. And I was like, it is not my job to entertain you, sir. Like it's not my job. I will never forget that.
Hmm.
That's a no-go, bro. I know that's right. I'm learning though. I'm still, because it is a time and a place for everything. So you do, like, if you're on stage, you have to exert a certain level of energy. But if you're just chilling and hanging out, like, I don't need to be the life of the party.
Hmm.
I just don't. I don't desire to.
Right. That's right. Right. Do you have another point?
I actually, right, let me see. Not yet. Was it something else that you wanted to touch on? I'm just looking over my notes.
And there's this other thing. It says choose respect over being liked. Not
Mm-hmm.
everyone will like it, and that's okay, because the last thing you need is someone to. I mean, I guess me. That's the type of person I am. I'm like, you don't have to like me,
Mm-hmm.
but you will respect me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not gonna. I mean, if you wanna, talk about me, if you don't wanna like me, then that's fine. But you're not gonna do it in my presence.
Right.
And I guess that's a more of a protection type of thing.
Yeah, it's we have to protect ourselves with that. And it's oh, thank you, Misty girl. I was like I said, I had to come and get me another shirt for the live.
I agree, Misty. I agree.
Thank y'all. Thank you.
Mhm.
I what was I getting ready to say to that point? Um yeah, you do have to protect yourself, and so that's what I was going to say. Because y'all remember you said in the beginning, you was like, "Am I broken?" And
Mhm.
it's like, no, like for me, I would just cut. I would stop talking to a person after I accumulate certain evidence of them being a certain way. And I'm like, is that toxic? And like my partner is the complete opposite. Soon as like you, like soon as you notice something, soon as he notice something, he's done. Like
Mhm.
he'll call it out.
Right.
For me, I won't call it out. Like I'll kind of just act blindsided and act like I didn't notice it just so that I can continue my evidence. I'm like, is that a toxic trait that I have?
Hmm. Because I would say my husband, I say he's kind. I would say he's nicer than me.
Okay.
I always tell him that because he's a natural. I'll say he has this. He's like a healer. He
Okay.
wants to help. You know, he probably could have took up a profession, and he does do the life coaching, but he could like really dive in the mind. He could actually have an office and be like, "Come sit on my couch,"
Yeah, let me
you
tell
know.
you. Yeah.
But he's right there in the right profession, as far as he does have people call in and he gives them information, and his information is amazing. I have to talk to him sometimes. I'll be like, okay,
It's too
I got a question. This is not wife Jamie. This
this
is,
is
if I was
another
laying
song.
on your yep, if I was on your couch, or if I
Mhm.
called in, hi, how you doing, Miss Season? Thank you for joining
Hi.
in. But I was like, okay, now I need to give it to me straight. Because sometimes with your partner, they'll try to sugarcoat something. And I'll be like, okay, listen, take off the wife hat, the husband hat. I
Mhm.
need you to speak to me.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm like, I need you
Definitely.
to tell me if I'm wrong in this situation. And
Yeah.
sometimes,
Because
some
sometimes we
people
do be
hear
wrong.
it. Yeah.
Sometimes we do be wrong.
But yeah. But
And
yep,
it,
more quick to help people, and
mhm,
if I'll help. But if I see you not taking my advice and you just
mhm.
continue to do what you want to do, then I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm not the person to I'm not the person to
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah.
I don't have it in me. And I feel like it's okay because everybody has a job that they're good at. Everybody's not meant to do the same thing.
Mhm.
So I'll be like, I'm not the teacher. I'm not a healer. I'm
Mhm.
something else over here.
And that's funny because like I feel like I'm the opposite. Like I feel like I'm more of a healer and a teacher and moving towards becoming a life coach, but I still got a lot of work to do. But I don't like people sad. I think that's and my partner do always tell me that that's selfish because like if I see that a person is sad, like I'll try to pacify it. Like even in a store or if they seem like they want to talk, like I'll let them talk a little bit too. Like I'll let them monopolize a little bit of my time just because I feel like they need to like get some off their chest or talk.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I need to kind of figure out what that balance looks like because again, like I said, it's black and white for me a lot of the times where it's like, well, I want to help and I want to heal and I want to speak life into people and I want people to just be happy. And he's like, people not gonna be happy all the time, babe. Like we have an array of emotions. You can't like I love just being happy, and he like that's not reality all the time.
Hmm.
And so, yeah, I think that that can be a little selfish because it's like it with my mom when I spoke to her this morning and I was like, Ma, don't cry. And she was like, don't try to control my emotions, Kendra. And I was like, okay, well, go ahead and cry then.
Okay. Is it still frozen?
Oh, it's frozen.
I don't know. It looks clear on our end, but I just want to make sure before we continue. How does it look now? Are we still frozen? I know there's a delay when we're speaking and then when we get a comment.
Is it? Okay.
Yep, it says a nice person may avoid difficult discussions to keep the peace. A kind person will have those conversations with love, even if they are uncomfortable.
Mm,
Mm-mm-mm. Let's
that's
see.
definitely been me.
Okay, she said it's not frozen.
It's not good.
All right. Thank you, Miss Season.
Yeah, it's definitely been me. I think more so like not the oh she said she lost connection. Not wanting to offend people because again, like I can feel like if a person walks past me, and the gym is the perfect example because it's all types of people at the gym. If a person walked past me and they thinking something negative or mean about me, or if they just had like a passing thought, like it it could be something fleeting.
Mhm.
I can feel it. I might not necessarily know what was said in their mind, but I could feel it, and I recognize that feeling, and so I kind of just avoid even eye contact with certain people that if they, cause you know your energy precedes you. So if I could
Mhm.
feel it coming, I won't even give you the privilege of looking at me in my eye.
Got it.
And yeah, that's where that black and white thing come from because like you said earlier, you're a certain way until you're not. And I'm like that too, where I'll be the kindest person. I'll give you whatever you need. If I have it, I'll give you the shirt off my back. But the minute I feel like I'm being played,
Uh-huh.
you are literally dead to me, like
Yeah,
literally, and it's no in between with me. So I think that's where me wanting to be a life coach, I feel like I got a lot of work to do with that part because it's like you have to live what you preach,
that's true.
and
And
I ain't there yet.
I said I on the inside of me when you had said the you won't even make eye contact with them. I'm the opposite. I'm gonna look at you.
I
I
see
want you to see me see you because I want to know, I
what's
mean,
up.
is is do we have an
We
issue?
have oh my
I mean,
God.
I'm not the one to start anything, but
Mhm.
I'm not gonna say it's ego, but I mind my business. So if you have an issue with me, I'm gonna want to know why. I'm not gonna care. I'm not gonna confront it.
Yeah.
As long as you just have that inner issue. But
Mhm.
I'm just like I don't know. I'll walk by you. I will look at you because but I'll continue about my business because
Mhm.
I don't care. It's like
Yeah.
I don't care, and that's where I'm trying to. I guess I'm trying to be more compassionate, but I feel like I don't have to be if it's a you issue,
Oh, okay. I like that. Let me write
you
that
know,
down.
because I'm like that. Your problem with me has nothing to do with me if I have done nothing to you.
Yeah. What was it that you just said? I like that.
Well,
You
we're gonna
said
have to
it's
rewind it. No,
hey, you. I know. Right? I'm gonna just put you issue.
yeah,
If it's a you issue.
yeah. Because if you don't know me, I don't know you, and you have a problem with me, then I'm like, I'm sorry. I've done nothing. I've done nothing that but be me. I'm sorry that my energy, did
Hmm.
something to you. But
And
yeah,
it.
never let that be your issue when someone else
Mhm.
has a problem and you have done nothing to them.
I just don't like being around it. Like
Yeah.
as soon as I spot it, I'm like, woo, exit stage left. Like I don't even like and a lot of people will call it like a shut in or like
Mhm.
a recluse, but really, I don't want to feel it. Like I
Right.
feel it so intense, and I'm like, am I gonna always feel this intensely for the rest of my existence on this planet? Because I don't like it. Like I don't like feeling everybody's energy.
Right. Right. And I can only imagine. I would think I guess have you ever used Chat GPT?
I haven't. It's a little intimidating.
Oh no, it can be your best friend. But no,
Okay.
it's almost like a therapist in your pocket. But
Okay. Oh,
But
Okay,
no,
okay.
it just helps you out and you have a idea. I even, woke up and had some dreams and you know how you be like, dang, I need to write this down
Yeah.
or something.
Mhm.
I'll just be like, Chat GPT, I had a dream about such, 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 such. I try to
Mhm.
remember it right quick. What could that possibly mean? And it just gives me
Okay.
like this whole big list of it could be's, and so I just take whatever resonates with me
Yeah.
and I'll go from there. I'll be like, "Oh, I never thought about it that way," and it
Mhm.
may spark another thought in my mind, and I'll be like, "Well, what about this?" And
Mhm.
so what I had done was I had used ChatGPT to um, look up. Uh, there was this. I don't know. I had a question as far as what is it when you don't take on the weight of everybody else's emotions? Because I hear people be like, be careful because you can absorb everybody's emotions. But
Mhm.
I am very compassionate and I'm there with you as you're going through your emotion, but it doesn't
Yeah.
attach to me.
Oh,
Once
I
I move
love that for
I
you. Oh
move
my
on,
God.
I can move on to what I'm doing and still be compassionate, but
Mhm.
it's not weighing on me, you know? So
You
I'm
gotta
like,
give me your tips on that one.
what is that? I think honey, I don't even know if there's any tips because we're all different,
Yeah.
because some people are just those who can just feel it all. I can sympathize, I can cry with you,
Yeah.
but it's just something on the inside of me doesn't take on
I
that
guess.
complete weight, you
Mhm.
know. I guess so I can be able to hear the next person, or
Okay.
be able to even hear myself, if that
Mhm.
makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
It's like I leave it where it is, and if I need to come and revisit, I will, but it
Mhm.
doesn't, stay on my back as I continue on with what I'm doing, if that
Mm.
makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it and it's funny that made me just think about a podcast I had watched where the person was explaining that empaths are essentially as worse, some can be as worse as narcissists. And it's funny because somebody else had said they were getting ready to come on a podcast, on your podcast, and talk about narcissism within ourselves. And
Mhm,
so the individual was pretty much explaining that like empaths are manipulative. And I'm like, I really do see that in myself, full of
mhm,
transparency, because it's manipulative to try to control another person's emotions.
right.
Um, and I just try to make sure everybody good. Like we'll be at Christmas or Thanksgiving dinner in the past, and I'll be like, everybody good, and just surveillance in the room and making sure everybody having a good time. And it's like you're not in control of people's emotions.
Mhm.
Oh,
That's cool. I said, I
thank you,
know that.
Mister.
I said, I know that's right, Miss Season. I done I done had the me and ChatGPT done had some conversations.
I'm gonna have to try it out.
Be like, let me shoot. And Dark and Lovely, you're absolutely correct. You just like you want to know what's the issue because if it's something I done, I don't want to walk around knowing I've hurt an individual or I may have said something offensive. It's like if we have a problem, then let me know. And
Mhm.
that's exactly how I feel.
I agree.
What awesome, Misty. You can feel free to come up if you want to add anything to this conversation. No pressure.
But pressure, come on up, girl.
Like we will be ending in about 10 minutes. So,
Oh yeah, that went by fast.
mm-hmm. All right. There's the link if you want to grab it, or if anyone wants to grab it and say a word or two, give your input. The link is there for you. Like I said, we got 10 minutes and about 10 seconds to spare. You say I'm so in the bed. It's okay. It is okay. So I'm like, sometimes you just want to sit back and, listen.
I know that's why I enjoyed like moderating when the other podcasters came on because I was like, this is fun, just like sitting back and listening.
Right. Actually, we will be having another. Let me look at my calendar. We will be back here next Saturday at 3 p.m. We have a special guest, Lakeisha Davis. She will be um, telling her story. So we'll be preparing for that coming up next Saturday. So whoever's in here, whoever is going to listen to this later, make sure you
Mhm.
come back next Saturday, the 15th at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And let's see, you said you worked all day. That is absolutely fine. You kick your feet up and you relax.
Mhm.
All right, Jamie, the way you don't have to worry about nobody backstabbing. Right. That's so true. You don't have to worry about anybody backstabbing you.
Mm.
Because you know what? Because that's between you and ChatGPT.
I would definitely try it. It just seemed intimidating to me.
Okay, yeah, ChatGPT. It's like this AI program. You can do so many things with it. Like you can ask it whatever questions, and it gathers information from like all over the internet, like and I have it to you like right then. So yep, ChatGPT. If you are a content creator or anything, if you have different issues, like say there's this story going around, and I can ask GPT, are you familiar with boom boom boom? And then it will be like, yes, and then it'll give you the sources it came from and everything else. Hey, Miss Season.
Taking notes.
Hey,
Hello.
hello there.
Welcome on. Thanks for joining in.
You're welcome. I just wanted to tap in. I was sitting here listening. Very interesting conversation.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Did you want to add?
Yeah, I wanted to speak to what Kendra was saying. I'm the same way when it comes to energy.
Mhm.
And I don't like people to look in my eyes as well. So if you're not a genuine person, it's almost like I automatically feel it. If you have ulterior motives, I can tell. And that's the first thing I won't do is allow you to look into my eyes.
Mm,
Mhm.
But what I found too is that it's so many people walking around with negative energy.
true. That is true.
So I found myself just kind of and I've done this for many years where I just kind of isolated myself from a lot of people and only if it's like close family or friends. And I'm
Mhm,
still always skeptical no matter who it is because you can tell by a person's energy it may be a little light shade.
mhm,
Oh, I know you. I wish because I run my own business,
mhm.
and then I feel it's shade when people say, I wish I didn't have to go to a 9 to 5, like you do. See,
Right.
things like that, you pick up on it and
Right.
as they're saying it, I don't know if they realize that that's like light shade and
Mhm.
it's really negativity, you know?
Mhm,
Or, and I'm thinking, I had to say that to someone and when she made that comment, I said, I don't think you realize that, when you have your own business, it's still a lot of hours, you
it
know?
is. It
So
is.
sometimes I'm up all night making products and I'll
Mhm.
stay up until my sons get up at 5:50 in the morning. So I may
Mhm.
start at 2 o'clock during the day and may not finish until 5 in the morning. So it's not an easy process. And then I think that when people, they see one thing and they don't realize that you put in the work for it.
That's
Mhm.
right. And I
Mhm.
think you work even harder when you work for yourself.
You do. Because
Hey,
then you got to do the marketing, and everything that comes along with it.
Mhm.
yeah,
But, the most important thing is just protecting your peace because it's most people are not genuine.
that
Most people are not.
that's so
And I think that it's more of a I think I go into an isolation. And I talked to a spiritual advisor one time, and she was telling me, she was like, "You've really been in a spiritual isolation for a long time."
Mhm.
But I kind of enjoy being there because that was my comfort zone.
Mhm.
Right. And that's why I'm quick to be on my own as well. I'd be like, I don't need a whole bunch of friends
Hmm.
because I can't stand the the back end type of thing because I've
Right.
Mhm.
seen it. And like you said, the underhand let's see, comments, you
Hmm.
know,
Yeah.
well, I'm not trying to be funny, but okay, to me that's you're trying to be funny. You
Mhm.
know,
Yeah.
if you
Hmm.
were genuine, then you know what you're doing. You know what you're saying. You know how to put things in words.
Mhm.
Feel like you're trying to take a jab at me. And so I'm like, no. And I put up my shield, and then
Mhm.
I'll start bringing it back down. And then if I see someone, that's how I met. You'll see Mo. She's a moderator on here. I met her in
Yeah.
2019, and it took a little while, but that is one of the best people I've ever met in my life. But it took me a while to even open up even a little bit, because I'm very guarded. I'm very
Mhm.
private. And I feel like when too many people have information, they tend to use it against you in
Yeah.
some kind of way. So I would say nobody knows a lot about me just
Hmm.
because I've
Mhm.
seen it. I've seen it. I'd be like, I could see somebody like befriend someone and actually pour their heart out and tell them some things that they probably wouldn't tell no one else. And then
Mhm.
next thing I know it, I'm like, why do I know this person's business? And so that makes you feel guarded and makes you feel like you can't open up, and it makes it you standoffish. You'd be like,
Hmm.
I'm really a great person. But I've been burned,
Yeah, and it hurt.
Mhm.
It hurt so bad. So yeah, being guarded, I think it's best sometimes.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
a good rule of thumb is that if you're going to share something with someone,
Mm.
share something that they can never come back and hurt you with it in the end. That's how
that's
I gauge it. So if I tell somebody something and if they decide, okay, no, I want to put this out there, I want to expose this or say
Mm.
this about you, it's something that I can say, well, it really ain't nothing to
Right,
tell, but
right.
it really shows me who you are
right.
because
Mhm.
you really don't know the good stuff,
That's
you
right.
know?
You don't know
Like
none of the good stuff.
Right.
I got
So
stories for days.
mhm. So that's exactly how I gauge it. And then, I have my friends as well. I have friends that I've been friends with since elementary school.
Mhm,
Mm.
And I gauge how they are protective over their other friends' business. Like I don't know any of my
mhm.
friends' business, and that's a good thing.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And we're the same way. And we may not talk for months at a time, and we can pick up right where we left off.
that's good.
So I do have people that I can trust, but I'm still very cautious at what I do share.
Right. And I agree with that because I had a group of friends that I said earlier, it took me a year before I ended up hanging out with
Mhm.
them, but I watched them, talk about like each other. But the thing is, it wasn't anything they wouldn't say in each other's face. But I had to make the decision, do I want to be in that conversation? Do I want my name being popped up? Because maybe I didn't want, everybody knowing this about me. So I would still observe. I still went and had fun with them, but I wouldn't share anything personal,
Mhm.
if that makes sense.
Mhm.
But this was awesome. Dark and Lovely, thank you so much for purchasing a book. You just don't know how exciting that is. And she also had said something, Miss Season, about the body butter. She
Hmm.
said her niece, let's see, she can't keep her niece out of the body butter.
Okay.
Oh, you
Thank
were just
you.
talking about body butter. Okay.
I'm happy that you love it and that she loves it.
Thank
How I
you.
wonder how old is her niece? How old is she?
Dark and lovely. How old is your niece?
I'm gonna have to get some too.
All right.
Yes, please do.
I love like that luscious, just yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
definitely let me know where I can get it from.
Yeah, you can get it if you go to my page. I have every just about every post has the link there, or my Etsy store is Miss Seasoned.
Got it. She said 6. Her niece is 6.
Okay.
Well, I love that for her niece. Like teach them
Yeah, and it's
early.
light enough, and she'll probably like the strawberry shortcake too. I've
Ooh,
noticed that the kids like that. I'm
awesome.
happy to hear that. And Jamie, I wanted to say this as well that when I came to your house that time,
Mhm.
I felt so comfortable being there. You know, like the energy, everybody's energy just seemed just positive, transparent. It felt good.
Awesome.
So, I can also tell how Kendra was saying, just being around good energy. I
Mhm.
really felt welcomed. The hospitality was amazing, and it just felt like home.
Awesome. Thank you. That's what we be trying to say. We be like, trust
Mhm.
me, don't let this internet thing get your mind, wondering, is this happening? Is that happening? I'm like, we are a home. We are a
Hmm.
loving family. I'll be like, you would literally have to be here, because there's so
Yes.
many people have their own perspectives and just think it's just a crazy house. I'm like, no, trust me. Our
Mm-mm.
home
The
is
vibe is amazing.
yes. Thank you so much, and of course, we enjoyed your presence there. You was
Thank
just
you.
like you walked in a breath of fresh air. 'Cause like I said, don't let this internet, these people, make you think differently. It's like
Mhm.
never judge a book by what other people are saying. Go read it for yourself.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's true.
Yeah.
Very true.
So thank you, Misty. Said books both mine and Kev's are dope. So we got us thinking. Let's see. And of course, Dark and Lovely said it's time to order more. Also, took advice of a live that I did months ago. Really enjoyed it. It helped. Thank you. Thank you, Dark and Lovely. I appreciate you so much. Let's see. Many have not experienced a happy, healthy home, so
Right.
they must not exist. That's true.
Question.
That's
Yeah.
true. I said that's one thing about our home. We just make sure there's love. You hear "I
Mhm.
love you" so many times throughout the day. When someone leaves the room, they do not leave without saying "I love you." And this is the most hug in this house ever. I was like, yep, it's always from like everyone. And it's awesome, amazing. I want to thank you all for tuning in and joining us. Thank you, Kendra, for coming up here speaking and triggering this conversation.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you.
And if anybody's not following her, go ahead and follow her. She's always dropping gems. It's called Geneva's Gems.
Yes. Thank y'all so much.
Awesome. And thank you, Miss Season, for coming up and adding to this conversation. Thank you so much. Your words are always welcome. Make sure you follow Miss Season. Check out her body butter. Check out Etsy. And I'm pretty sure we'll be doing this again.
Okay, well, thanks for having me. And nice to meet you, Kendra.
Thank you. It was nice
All right.
meeting you, and I'm gonna definitely have to get some body butter too.
Okay, please do. Y'all
Yeah,
have a wonderful weekend.
You
you
as
too.
well. You
Okay,
as
bye
well.
bye.
All right, guys, make sure you tune back in next Saturday for our conversation with Miss Lakeisha, as she will be telling her story. We always want to give support. Again, thank you. Thank you, Kendra. Remember the difference between being kind and being nice. Um, it's okay. It's okay to be both. Just make sure that you set your boundaries. All right. Love you all. Until next time, have a good one.
Bye.